Hey guys, what's going on? It's Sebastian Castillo here. I'm in Guadalajara. I am just staying in a hotel right now for a couple of days while I figure out what the situation is, where I'm going to rent. I might even need to stay in an Airbnb for a couple of weeks so I can figure that situation out. But the topic of today's video is a little bit different. The title is My Way or the Highway. And this applies in two major areas of your life. The reason I'm making this video is because I saw in the Slack channel for the company that I'm working with that one of the clients I enrolled into our coaching program on, Saturday, it's Tuesday today, has put in a request for a refund. And I thought, oh fuck, here we go again, because this has been happening pretty often recently. So I went in and listened to the recording of the call that this client had with her coach. And to give you a bit of context, this client was really, really tough to speak to even initially, right? She was claiming that she's done every single thing under the sun to lose weight, that she has 95% more discipline than any other person on the planet, and she is super frustrated, right? She was throwing F-bombs on the call, not directly at me, but just in terms of how frustrated she was about her situation. And I did my very best to enroll her in the program by showing her that, listen, logically, if you really have tried everything, then that's a pretty grim reality to face, because that means you're going to be stuck the way you are and nothing's going to work. So the only other alternative is to acknowledge that there are things that you don't know that need to come into play here so you can actually achieve your goal and lose the 20 pounds and finally move on with your life. So she conceded at the end, but after we took down the money, she was still skeptical. She said something to the tune of, well, you guys have 30 days. Otherwise, I don't know what I'm going to do. And I really didn't think too much of it until I heard this phone call recording of her speaking with the coach today. And right from the beginning, she was abrasive. She was closed off. She was not willing to follow the lead of the coach. And overall, it was just a complete dumpster fire. At the end of the call, she just said, you know what, just refund me the money. I'm not interested anymore. Now, we can kind of blame the coach a little bit in terms of how she handled it, because just generally speaking, women as coaches are not going to be quite as strict and as grounded as a male coach. They're not going to accept someone coming on the call and trying to dominate and interrupt the whole thing, right? You don't have to be a coach to recognize that when someone becomes your client and gets on calls with you and signs up for your program, they need to, by default, be coachable. They need to be open to listening to your viewpoint so that they can actually get the solutions that they want. It's not going to work if they're coming onto the call saying, oh, I'm so tired of this and that, and what do you guys have that I haven't seen before? I'm so sick of this. I'm sick of getting all these emails. Like, what are you even going to tell me that I haven't seen before? This is the kind of stuff that this woman was saying to our coach. And so I thought to myself, okay, the thing that I should have done on the initial call when I enrolled this woman is setting ground rules. Even before taking down the money, I should have said, okay, listen, if we're going to do this, we need to be very clear about one thing. We make the rules. If you want to succeed with this, you need to be completely open-minded. You need to be coachable. You need to be open to following all the steps to the letter that we show you. Because then you can expect that within the next 3 months, you will achieve this, as we've done this with thousands of clients before you. But this is only going to work if that's the mindset that you have. This goes even beyond the money. Okay? We don't want your money if you're not fully invested and ready to embrace a new way of doing this. Right? I should have said something to that effect, but I didn't. And now we're dealing with this whole little kerfuffle. But it's an important lesson to learn. And that's why I'm bringing it to you guys today. Doesn't matter if you yourself are a coach, although what's funny is a lot of people nowadays, they'll think, oh, well, that's a great side hustle. I'm just going to be a coach. It's going to be so easy. I just collect money and I get on calls with people, and then bing bada bing, I barely have to do any real work, and then there you go. Like, no, that's not how it works. It's nice when you have a client who comes on and they are open-minded and they listen to you and they're quiet and they're patient and they actually do what you tell them to. But if they don't, and they're clapping back and they're extremely abrasive and even rude, then that's a major problem, right? So how does that tie in with the title of this video? Well, my way or the highway applies as a coach, right? If they don't want to follow your lead, then don't take their money. I don't care how much they're going to pay you. They're going to be a problem client, and it's going to reflect badly on you because you didn't do your due diligence to get them in the right state moving ahead, okay? But this also applies to your relationships as a man, all right? I'm not saying that you have to be a tyrant, you have to be extremely domineering, but I am saying that in your relationships, you do not want to be the bottom bitch. You do not want to be justifying yourself to a girl that you're going out with, even if it is just for a first date, even if you're arranging the logistics for the first date. If she's telling you where she wants to go and what time she wants to meet you at, you're already losing, brother, right? You set the rules. If she doesn't want to follow your rules from the beginning, then what are you even doing, right? Oh, you're so desperate to get laid. You're so desperate to go out with this girl because she's so hot. But you know what? You're actually shooting yourself in the foot by thinking this way because she's losing respect for you. This is the unspoken issue that so many guys have these days. They let these women walk all over them and dictate the rules of a relationship. That's fucked up. That's not the way it's supposed to be. And that's a recipe for failure on both ends. A lot of women aren't going to like me saying this, but women are happier when they give up the lead to their man. Women are happier when they rely on their man to step in front and lead from the front and do the thinking and figure things out. A woman's role is to support. A woman's role is to be demure and accommodating, not to be domineering and to be just abrasive. It's just mind-boggling. So this is a short one, guys, but really, really chew on this one. You don't want to be stuck in a relationship because even if it does progress to the point where you're a couple of weeks or months into going out with a woman, maybe you have sex with her and all that, right? You know, even if she switches up on you later, you only have yourself to blame because you were not setting the ground rules right from the very beginning. Right from the beginning. You let her know. It's my way or the highway. And at the end of the day, you know, I have been on so many dates. I've gone out with so many women at this point. I'm a busy guy. I've got a lot of things going for myself. I don't need a woman coming into my life and giving me more challenges and giving me more stress. I need someone who's going to come into my life and be sweet, and be feminine, and be caring, and be supportive, and be open to doing what I tell her to. Not because I'm ordering her around with the dynamic of a master and a slave, although we can talk about that in another video to an extent, but just in terms of, hey, I am handling this. I'm going to tell you that we're going to meet this day at this time, and we're going to meet at this place. Okay? And if she is not on board with that, then she's not the right one. Okay, fine. It's like, well, that day doesn't work, but I can do this day, and are you available maybe an hour later or an hour before? Then you can budge a little bit. But if she's trying to completely take the reins and say, no, I don't like that place. I want to go to this place. Then I'm sorry. It ain't going to work. You might as well just pull the plug right there and save yourself a whole bunch of headache. Because if you give in, even something even more basic, such as, okay, hey, you meet a girl on an online dating site. And then you say, hey, yeah, let's meet up this day and do this. And then you say, add me on Instagram or send me a message on WhatsApp. You send her your number. Or you tell her, give me your number and we'll text on WhatsApp. And if she doesn't do that, if she says instead, no, here, I'll give you my number and you write to me. If she can't follow a simple instruction like that, if she's already being abrasive, unmatch, delete. Stop talking to her. Stop giving her attention. Because now we know why she's single. Because she's too damn proud and she's too brainwashed by all this feminist garbage to just lay back, take a deep breath and say, okay, I want to meet this guy. He's attractive. I like him. So I'm not going to do anything that could potentially fuck this up. Right? So keep that in mind, guys. Really keep that in mind. With your business, with your relationships, it should be your way or the highway. Don't let anyone tell you otherwise. I'm out.